My next guest is a Jacksonville native who made a big splash at one of the largest animated film festivals in the region last month. Joining us via video to tell us about it is Savannah College of Art and Design graduate student Emma Richmond. Good morning, Emma.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. You are a 3D animator and filmmaker. You're from Jacksonville, but we're talking to you now in Savannah. You go to SCAD. And your short film called Inkwashed debuted at this Animation Fest in September. Tell us a little bit about what this is and how you were selected. And congrats on being selected for the student showcase portion of it.
So Inkwashed is a SCAD Animation Studios film. It's an in-school studios by SCAD, and it's through an application process to be part of it. And Inkwashed is a film conceived to a response of a question: what would the world inside of a drawing look like? So we just wanted to create this 2D world through the lens of 3D animation. And yeah.
And so SCAD is kind of lucky and unique in the facility that it has there for animators like yourself. Can you describe a little bit what's available and how students make use of the opportunities there?
Absolutely. So we currently actually have SCAD Film Fest going on right now, and through these multiple festivals that we have at SCAD, students are allowed to engage with industry professionals, and we're able to ask them questions, what their experience is like, and we're also able to network with many of these folks as well. And we also sometimes have studios come in our classes, they'll critique our work, and they'll come and look at like the students' work and just let us know how we're doing, and they'll have presentations as well. Along with that, we actually have a lot of clubs where these studios visit too, to provide their experience and what they're looking for to hire. And there's a lot more, but those are the main ones.
You also have the animation studios there at the school, which I think is maybe the only kind of setup like that at a university. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And so you were able to create this project, and we should say the film that you made is 6 minutes, but I'm guessing that took many, many, many hours to create. Can you tell us a little bit about the process?
Yeah, absolutely. So it took over 3 quarters, which is the course through September to May, to create the film. And we had over 120 students across both the Savannah and Atlanta campus to create this film. And we began with story, and we actually worked on the story all the way till the end. And we began with animating in 3D to actually visualize the story before actually diving into any of the bigger processes. But the whole artistic process happened from beginning to end. We kind of jumped between all of the different avenues while creating the film. Yeah.
And I want to ask you in a minute about the storyline and what the characters represent. But what is 3D animation for people who don't understand that? I mean, we're looking at images on the screen, and to our eye, they sort of look like a 2D rendering.
Absolutely. So 3D animation is, if you look at the most recent like Disney and Pixar films, characters that are in a 3-dimensional space rather than drawn on paper. These are created computer generated through programs such as Autodesk Maya, which is the main one. And we create everything on the computer.
Gotcha. And so Inkwashed is a story of kind of a parable, maybe, of catastrophe. Tell us about the plot and the characters in the film.
Yeah. So this film is when a catastrophe strikes, paradoodle creations must choose between competition and teamwork to save each other. So this is a slapstick drama in a drawn-out world, and these two rival doodles have to outrun an ink typhoon threatening to blot out everything they know. And so survival is chaotic at best, and one is mischievous, the orange one. And then we have carefree Scribble, who treats disaster like a game, while the other is grounded and meticulous in navigating this sinking terrain, which is the blue one. So along their adventure, they meet like these ink dwellers, which are the little black guys of their sketch world, and get caught up in their lively festivities. And they're forced to work together to save themselves. And the natives they come to realize they have sketched an unexpected friendship.
And so it's an adventure story. I think one of your supervisors compared it to a 1970s era disaster
Yes,
film. Where are
yes.
you drawing your inspiration from?
Personally, I'm drawing it from, I guess, the same sort of idea. We began sort of looking in this like European, but also Western type of vibe for the story. And I think the inspiration for this really just came from all of the students' ideas kind of meshing together, really, because it's such a unique story and it's not something that's out there in the world. We wanted something that was different, weird. What word we kind of like to use was wonky.
Mm.
Um, yeah,
And is there, I mean, should we be taking from this kind of lessons or warnings about climate concerns? It seems to have a lot of similarities in terms of the challenges that they're facing and sort of the catastrophic potential impacts.
I would say we definitely wanted to make the story sort of broad in its idea so the audience can take out what they feel like they can. But the story mainly was to just have a lot of fun and have that action, but also definitely I can see the climate change, and we've had many comments about that. We're
Mm.
like, yeah, we can see that. So yeah,
And so, what has the reaction been since you screened this?
it was really surprising actually because we worked on this film all the way to the end till we had to submit this film, and we were a little bit scared what the reaction was from everyone, if everyone was going to actually understand the funny moments and all of the points that we wanted to get reactions from. So the first screening, everyone was laughing at those funny points, everyone was getting the jokes, and all the funny moments that we personally thought as inside jokes was really getting sold. So it was really surprising to see how the audience really loved this film.
That must be very gratifying, I'm sure. Where does
Yes.
your love of animation come from? When did you sort of embrace it or start to work on your own drawings as a young person?
Absolutely. Um, my love for art as a whole definitely came from when I was very young. I grew up on the old Disney classics along with Don Bluth classics. Um, I would say my favorite film back in the day was Secret of Nim. I watched that a lot along with a
Wow.
lot of other Don Bluth films, but 3D animation specifically came to me when I actually first watched Tangled, and I was like, I want to do that. I really want to animate like that.
Huh.
And since then, I dived more into 3D animation, what it was, how it worked, and came to SCAD for that.
And so, this is a time of a lot of change in the world of graphics, design, certainly animation, particularly when you're talking about, computer renderings that are assisted or, assist in the creation of some things. What is the vibe right now at SCAD among your peers when it comes to things like artificial intelligence and the impact that that's going to have on this field that you're all studying to become a part of?
Definitely. In our classes, we really do review what the industry is like right now, especially with AI and what it's doing in our industry. I would say right now it's not taking any of our jobs, but the core thing we definitely want to keep in mind is it's not going to leave, it's not going to go away, it's definitely staying here. And we just really need to take control of that. And if it does become part of our jobs, not necessarily like actually generating anything with it, we have to really take control of that. But we're not necessarily scared about it at all, as long as we keep to what we want to do with 3D animation. We can definitely make sure that everything will be all right.
So what is your plan I mean, you're a graduate student now. What is your plan? What's your desire? What do you want to do in the next few years?
Yeah. So I definitely want to work up in the ranks in the industry. I would say I've had a lot of experience in my SCAD years, actually working in leadership positions on a lot of student productions. from producer to animation leads and supervisors. And I really want to get the experience from not an entry level, but definitely some of the lower levels, maybe underneath the supervisor, just getting their experience, the experience of an animator. So I know how to better lead my animators and who I will be leading in the future. I definitely want to be that best instructor and leader that I can to those around me, and definitely learn and soak up what I can from any other animators.
Well, we're going to have a link to the short that people can watch, trailer essentially of your film Inkwashed, at the First Coast Connect website. But Emma Richmond, congrats again. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Thank you so much. It was nice to speak about this film and myself this morning.
All right. Thanks, Emma.